Hello.
Yeah, Vijay, good afternoon. Dr. Vijayendra from YourPedia.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you, Vijay?
Yeah, I'm good, sir.
So, Vijay, are we ready for the mock interview of NITIE Bombay?
Yeah, sir, I'm ready.
Okay. So, with me, there is one more mentor of civil engineering background, Hani Verma, sir.
Okay.
So, we'll be going for your interview in this direction. So,
Okay.
before we further ask you some couple of questions, our first question will be your introduction only. So, Vijay, please introduce yourself to us.
Yes, sir. I'm Vijay Valamurugan. I belong to Karur from Tamil Nadu. I have completed my schooling in Namakkal. I have completed my bachelor's degree in civil engineering from Anna University CG. So, for my family background is concerned, we are people of four. My father runs a textile business, and my mom is a homemaker. My younger sister is pursuing engineering and computer science. After my graduation, actually I have graduated in 2018. After my graduation, I took 2 years off and prepared for engineering service. Actually, I'm more incited by power than money. I wanted to be an influential person. I wanted myself to put in a decision-making authority level in an organization. The job profile after clearing engineering service is also kind of techno-managerial role. But for some reasons, it didn't fall in place. So I decided to go with MBA. If Route 1 does not take me to the position I wanted to, Route 2 will, and I'm confident in it, sir.
Okay, so do you think this NITIE mein you have applied? Do you think it's MBA course?
Yeah, yes, sir, an MBA course.
But this is not MBA course. This is the postgraduate diploma, not in management, but industrial engineering and project management. They are two different things.
Yes, sir.
So don't you think you should go for MBA course then?
No, comparatively, it can be actually easily since it is recruiting through GATE, because preparing for CAT will take me another year. So comparatively, this will lead to a better position. That's why.
So since you don't want to go for CAT and now you've not got into engineering services, so looking forward, you get into NITIE then, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So my second question is, you have applied for IE and PM, right?
Yes, sir.
Two courses. Have you some background of industrial engineering?
Yeah, yes, sir. Actually, right from the college days, I have heard something about industrial engineering. And after coming to know about NITIE, I have searched for some basics in industrial engineering. Like industrial engineering is nothing but the optimization in an industry. Like it may be a manufacturing or service industry. So it's a role of a technical manager to manage both technical and engineering aspects. So that's what.
Okay. So do you think as civil engineer you require this course of optimization, etc.?
No. Actually, when I thought of joining NITIE, so first I decided to leave my earlier domain of civil and to join completely in industrial engineering. So after joining NITIE, I don't think so that I can have a backup of civil engineering. So I have to shift my domain fully into industrial engineering. So.
Okay. So, this, if you join the industries now and start doing work, you will understand the industrial management things, no? For that, do you need some course?
Yeah, I'll learn the basics after joining NITIE.
Okay, so you want to learn some basics. With what kind of basics?
The basics of industrial engineering and what all should be required for perfect industrial engineer. And based on the expectations of the companies that is recruiting after my degree. So I'll start learning what are all required for me.
See, this kind of learning like industrial engineering or management, this optimization and all these, you can learn from different sources. I mean, you can learn all these things online also, from the books also. For that, you need not to join NITIE actually, for these things. Any solid or concrete reason for you to join NITIE?
So that's what.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Vijay, any idea about what this? Have you seen the website of NITIE Bombay and profile of professors in NITIE Bombay? Have you seen that?
Sorry, sir.
Have you seen the profile of professors in NITIE Bombay? I mean, have you explored the NITIE Bombay site? What curriculum you are going to have and what you are going to learn once you join NITIE Bombay? Have you seen that?
Yeah, yes, I have seen.
You have seen that, huh? So have you found some professors from civil engineering background? They are working in NITIE.
Yeah, I have seen some of the students from civil engineering background, but after joining, we can't be sure that we will work in a perfect civil engineering domain even after graduated from NITIE. So somehow we have to shift our domain.
Okay. So are you ready to work in any particular industry after NITIE?
Yeah, actually, I'm interested to work in supply chain management, especially preferably in FMCG.
Okay. So are you sure what is a supply chain? Can you tell me the definition? Can you define supply chain to me and supply chain related to construction industry? Can you define me that?
Supply chain related to construction industry. Sorry, if I'm not sure
Have
about
you
it.
heard about this word supply chain? No? You have just quoted this word supply chain.
Yes, sir.
What actually this means?
Supply chain, in supply chain, especially with this fast moving consumer goods, the consumer goods that are required by the citizens in daily life.
Okay.
So it's manufacturing and production, it's optimization.
No, that is all related to mechanical engineering domains. No, as a civil engineer, your understanding of supply chain and its application for industries related to you, like construction industry and all. What are your favorite subjects, Vijay?
Sorry, sir? In
What
civil
are your
engineering,
favorite engineering subjects?
in fluid mechanics, geotechnical engineering, and soil mechanics.
Geotech, soil mechanics, and fluid mechanics. Huh?
Yes, sir. Solid mechanics, that is strength of material. Solid mechanics.
Solid mechanics.
Yes.
Okay. So can we ask you some questions related to that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you tell me the purpose of drawing BMD, bending moment diagram? Why do we plot bending moment diagram?
Yeah. Bending moment diagram is just to understand how the beam will get deflected because of the loading. So after knowing the behavior of its deflection, we can place the proper reinforcements and concrete, where we have to place the reinforcement, where we have to place the concrete. Because concrete is a matrix with both cement and reinforcement. So the reinforcement has different properties and it is provided to withstand different types of failures, and cement is provided to withstand different types of failures. So through the bending moment diagram, we will get basic idea about how the beam deflects in its service load position. So
okay,
based on that,
if I tell you that let's say bending moment diagram is a semicircle. If I say bending moment diagram is a semicircle, bending moment diagram is a semicircle. So what kind of loading is there, and what kind of beam is there?
So semicircle, it is curvature downward or upward? So based on that,
Anywhere, upward, downward, anything.
If it is downward, if it is curvature is downward, it is sagging, and where in case of sagging, the tension is in bottom and compression is in top. So in case of if compression is at top, we have to provide concrete in top layers, especially, and reinforcement in bottom layers. So we have to build a full beam with the concrete with reinforcement placed at bottom.
No, you could not understand the question. I'm saying that if the BMD given is a semicircular shape.
Okay, so you just asked me the loading type.
What kind of load diagram is there and what kind of beam?
Yeah, it is uniformly distributed load.
Uniformly distributed load. Simply supported beam.
Sorry?
Simply supported beam.
Yeah, and simply supported beam.
No, you don't get that kind of diagram. UDL simply supported beam, you get parabolic relation. No, you don't. You don't get semicircular.
Yes, but semicircular shape, I'm not sure, sir.
Not sure. So suppose I give you right angle triangle as BMD.
Right angle triangle. It may be cantilever with point load at the free end.
BMD, yeah.
Yes, sir.
BMD cantilever and free end pay point load. Okay.
Yes.
So maybe Hanivarma sir has some questions related to other topics.
Vijay, can you tell me what do you mean by activity in soil?
Sorry, sir?
A term activity.
Activity in project management.
Activity related to soils.
Activity. Oh, okay. Activity is nothing but the ability to swell or shrink while change in the moisture content. We can classify the soils based on its activity number. Activity number is nothing but the ratio of its plasticity index with respect to the percentage of clay fraction presented. The soil mainly swells or shrinks only because of this fine grained soil, especially clay. So black cotton soil has the highest activity number. For example, montmorillonite, because of the mineral, it has the highest activity number. So its swelling or shrinkage capacity is high compared to the other soils.
Is black cotton soil is good for civil engineering point of view?
No. That kind of soil we don't prefer in civil engineering. If the foundation in which the construction is to be built consists that type of soil, it should be stabilized by some methods. Soil stabilization methods are there.
What are these methods?
Soil stabilization methods like using geotextiles. I'm not sure, sir. I don't remember exactly.
Okay. If there is a black cotton soil, which foundation you will prefer at that stage?
If there is a black cotton soil then I go for pile foundation maybe. So in pile foundation, if there is a strong rock bearing stratum at the deep depths and we have black cotton soil in the intermediate depths, then I'll go for pile foundation. Especially I don't go for friction piles. I'll go for end bearing piles.
Okay. You heard about under-reamed piles?
Yeah, under-reamed piles. The word I didn't get exactly. The exhibit for this under-reamed piles, it may have 2 or 3 bulbs at the bottom, so it won't allow the soil to surround itself throughout its length. So if the soil like black cotton soil surround the pile throughout its length, it may exert negative friction on the pile, so the load carrying capacity of the pile will get diminished.
And what do you mean by negative skin friction?
Negative skin friction is nothing but because of the swelling characteristics or soil settlement like clay, it exerts a downward force on the circumference of the pile. So because of this, the load carrying capacity of the pile decreases.
In which condition negative skin friction occurs?
Negative skin friction occurs if the soil settles because of increase in effective stress. However, if we build a structure, definitely the effective stress on the structure gets increased and it gets transferred to the soil. So because of that, soil undergoes settlement, and if it is clay or it is highly active or if it is so loose, it exerts a negative friction on the pile.
Let us assume a condition. Suppose we are driving a pile in the soil and pile settles more than soil. So in that case, negative skin friction occurs or not?
In that case, negative skin friction don't occur, sir, but we can't design a pile that can undergo that much settlement compared to the soil. Because since already it is loose soil or loose clay, if even the pile settles more, actually for such type of loose soils, we have to design the pile as end-bearing piles. If the pile settles more, then the structure can't be safe.
Okay. So what's about your BTech project? In which topic you did your BTech project?
I did my BTech project in transportation engineering, that is design of bituminous mix using glass fiber reinforced strands.
What do you mean by bituminous mix?
Bituminous mix is nothing but the normal tar road we just seen outside. It is a mixture of bitumen, that is tar, and mixture of fine aggregates, coarse aggregates with its fillers.
And what test you perform on this mix? Have you performed any test?
Yeah, we have performed initially before preparing the mix for fine aggregates and for coarse aggregates. We have prepared sieve analysis test and specific gravity test. And then for the bitumen, we have performed penetration test, softening point test, ductility test.
Okay, you performed penetration test?
Yeah, we have performed penetration test.
Can you define how did you perform that test?
Yeah, penetration test, we just prepare a mold which is filled with bitumen, only bitumen. So we just place it in the penetration testing apparatus. We used to insert a 100-gram needle, and it should be holded for 5 seconds, and how much depth it gets penetrated into the specimen is measured. So based on that, done the penetration test.
What is the standard temperature that is recommended for penetration test?
I think around 60-70 degrees Celsius.
Okay. Can you tell how can we define the grade of bitumen after penetration test?
Yes, sir. Penetration test based on viscosity grading. If the penetration is, for example, if it is around 4 to 5 mm, we just regard it as viscosity grading 40 or viscosity grading 50, e.g. 40 or e.g. 50. This is how we.
If penetration value is in the range of 40 to 50.
No, sir. 4 to 5 mm, we just grade it as 40, e.g. 40 or VG 50, like that.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, it is measured at a temperature of 20 degrees Celsius. Fine, sir.
Okay, so Vijay, can we give you your feedback now?
Sorry, sir?
Can we give your feedback now? Feedback.
Yeah, yes, sir, sure.
Okay. So Hani sir will give you first.
Vijay, you have to study soil mechanics in detail. Actually,
Okay.
I asked you a question regarding negative skin friction, and you did the and you gave the answer that is wrong. Actually, the negative skin friction occurs when soil settles more than pile. So
Yes.
in that case, negative skin friction occurs. But if pile settles more than soil, then this is a normal case. Okay, that is
Okay.
the friction piles usually behaves, in which
Okay.
the pile settles more than soil. But if soil settles more than pile, then it is case of negative skin friction.
Okay.
Then this bitumen mix, and you have to learn your beta project, that is clear in detail also. Okay. And after that, I have asked you question for this penetration test. Then standard temperature was 25 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
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 We have to work on this.
Okay.
For your, starting was not good. Your introduction may.
Sorry, sir. The line is not clear.
I'm saying your starting was not good.
Okay, sir.
During your introduction, now, if you say that, sir, I took a break for engineering services preparation for 2 years.
Okay.
And I wanted to join engineering services. I could not join, so now I'm thinking of NITIE Bombay. And even I don't have time to join the MBA. That looks like very negative.
Okay.
First, you are not to mention about a break for engineering services. You can say that I was preparing for public sectors and I was preparing in GATE only. Don't name engineering services, number one.
Oh, okay.
Because what happens is sometimes students after NITIE also they go for the preparation of UPSC. So these people have some negative orientation for that kind of preparation. So don't name engineering services preparation. Fine?
Okay.
And this course in NITIE is not MBA course. This is PGD IE, PGD PM, Postgraduate Diploma in Industrial Engineering and Postgraduate Diploma for Project Management. So this is different from MBA. And through CAT also NITIE mein students come. That is called Postgraduate Diploma in Management.
Yes.
So that course is different from the course you are going for. So don't say I wanted to do MBA. You say, sir, I wanted to be in my own domain, engineering domain. That is why I was writing GATE. And NITIE is a great institute, and I'm very sure that whatever technical knowledge I have, now I will learn certain things which are required in industry. Those managerial skills I will learn, like working in a team and in the time management kind of things, and some soft skills like communication and all. You work a lot on those domains, right? Because they are regular group discussions and everything keeps on going. So those are the things you are going to learn in NITIE. So don't name engineering services, don't name CAT. I don't have time for CAT, so I'm going here. Don't use these things because that will give wrong interpretation. So that is one thing I want you to understand. Second is you should visit NITIE Bombay site and see some professor from civil engineering background in which domain they are working. And when you say any term like supply chain, go and Google out the meaning of supply chain. And try to find out supply chain related to your own domain, that is construction industry or something. What is the meaning of supply chain there? Understand? Supply chain is something which you can find out everywhere. Even in kitchen activities, you can say this is the supply chain for kitchen. Like raw material coming and finished product going out, that is the supply chain. Entire chain through which the raw material is supplied and finished product comes out. That is called supply chain. So just think of what is the meaning of this. It's a definition and how it is relevant for construction industry. And then you said your favorite subjects are this, BMD and all. I asked circle. Think of bending moment equation. M over I is equal to E over R. So from there, R is the radius of curvature. R becomes equal to EI over M. So if M is constant, then R becomes constant and it may become the constant basically radius of curvature. That is circular shaped, right? So that is for basically pure bending situation. So cantilever subjected to pure bending movement subjected to M, that can give you this kind of shape, right?
Okay.
So you can think of basically these kind of things. So just revise these concepts well. And first, I am more bothered about your first question, the question which you answered in the beginning. That question you need to practice, because you know actual mein NITIE Bombay mein they are asking you to record your answer and send them. First question is going to be introduction. So prepare introduction very well, make it interesting. So, and the second question can be why you want to join NITIE. So, your introduction and why you want to join NITIE. Practice a lot on these questions.
Okay.
Fine, Vijay. So, you need to practice a lot and don't give this answer which you said.
Okay.
Anything you want to ask?
Nothing, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So, we will send this audio clip to you. You can listen to this again and work out on the domains which I suggested you. Fine?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Vijay.
Thank you, sir. Okay.